Hi guys, so I want to set up this lecture from Bobby Hemmitt, The Code of the Gods. Absolutely amazing. But first, I know you guys see my earbuds. I want J Labs sent me these, and these things are absolutely amazing. So far, my favorite pair. As you can see, it almost matches my amazing golden skin. Even the quality and the sound is amazing. So check the shopping cart below. But anyway, I want you guys to check out that lecture that's coming right up after I'm setting this video up. This lecture is absolutely amazing. I remember back in the day when I was indoctrinated, I was terrified of Bobby Hemmitt because of some of the things that he would say was so radical. And if you were indoctrinated and programmed to religion, he was an absolute no. You thought that you would be going to hell just for listening to some of the things that he would say. Now that I'm no longer indoctrinated and I am full in my spiritual zone, everything that this man says has made so much sense. My favorite part about this lecture is when he talks about hell and how our spirits are fire. So how will you burn in hell if you are fire? Guys, check this thing out. It man, listen, it's absolutely amazing. And remember, check these things out. They're the bomb.
To make here is, trying to make here is, when you really start dealing with the spirit world, you're going to find out it's going to be the complete opposite because we have been given religion, and religion is not spirit. No matter how much it make you feel good, it's not spirit, and the only feeling good is you are spiritual beings, and you need something to feel good. So therefore, only what you were programmed by is why you feel the way you do. But religion is only inspiration. You see what I'm saying? So I knew that the brother, when he was talking that, he was religious. And religious say it's all about your behavior. And I'm trying to tell you, I've been communicating with these spirits day and night, and not once did they ever say, Bobby, you need to stop cursing. So I had all this acid indigestion. I couldn't get rid of it for one day, and I'm like, what the devil going on? They were like, you know what you got to do? So I had to go get as simple as that. Now, I'll go into the science on this type thing here and all, because you're going to have to break. So we're talking spirit. And sometimes you're going to have to break what you know as religious. And even though what you might think is detrimental to your health, there could be some spirits behind some things. So there's three sisters, and I talk about Oteacher, TH, and Sheola. And they show up, and they heal whatever. And I can get them to heal whatever, but they be like, to think what we think is spiritual is based on a person's behavior before you, and that's not spiritual. What is going on is this. You have the subconscious mind. You ever had some people, and some of you might know this because this probably happened in the last couple of years. They've been going all this black conscious stuff. They've been going all this Afrocentric stuff, and they know that all this, the origin of their religion started in Africa, started in Kemet. And after they learned all of that, they went back up in the church, singing on the choir. And you baffle. You go, wait a minute, how can you learn that the origin, that one is an offshoot of the other, and one is actually a byproduct that is actually false compared to the original model, and you're going to go back to the falsehood? That is because you must understand the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind creates what you put. It's programmed with what initial information is put into it. The original information, the initial programming. You see, in its inception, and it takes that programming and believes it to be real, and it works on that initial state of what was programmed into it to bring you what you want. So it gives you reality from the very first thing that you program it with, and that you program it with could be wrong information. But it only deals with the reality in which it is programmed in, so therefore it runs off of the wrong information like it's reality. And when you put the right information in it, it will reject the right information until you get that initial programming out. So what has happened here is some of the people who have gone and learned all this stuff did not somehow internalize it and destroy the initial programming, and so it only became data. And it never seep through to conquer the initial wrong programming. So after a while, after a couple of years, after certain lecture circuits shut down and they don't see the people no more, doing lectures or new information coming out, they're going back to the church. And you're baffled because you don't know what the hell happened. And because you were taught something as a child, doesn't necessarily make it true. The first thing people say, well, why are you going to tell me that? My mom and my daddy learned this. My mom and my daddy taught me this. You know what I'm saying? So you say, how can I get rid of this here? I've been knowing it all my life. You understand how that goes? Doesn't necessarily make it right. You get where I'm coming from? So that's called the initial breeding. And you have to somehow, your cup is running over with ignorance. So you have to dump that out to get the fresh information. And so it's a series of programs. And you must do this now with the very essence of everything that you think is right and good. You see what I'm saying? So because you got a group of slangs that somehow Your parents told you this, oh, that's bad. And you're still functioning on this now, 40 plus, 50 plus. It's because of initial programming. Now, over here, I'll give you an example. Over here, we can say the word bloody, and it won't mean anything. But if you go to Britain and say the word bloody, you just as well said, you no good bastard. You understand where I'm coming from? So what is reality? It's only what you are programmed to say. So it's the same thing if you would go to the bush in Africa and you say, you no good bitch, you bastard. To the Twa people, they might laugh at you because they don't understand, they don't grasp the concept of that being offensive. So it's only relative to what you were initially programmed. And that's why we said that the only one that you will take offense to is damn. And that's that you don't take offense. You can say it in the pulpit. Preacher can say, don't give a damn, and they go, well, go ahead, old preacher. And it is the only one that is the curse word based on when you want to say the word curse as far as damning someone, and then you have to use it in David Reston, who had gone down into Mississippi and Alabama in the 1940s when they was lynching people still. And he had to train them how to do a protest without getting killed. So this mother was so bad of a warrior, so they had to bring him on just to train Martin Luther King and them how not to get killed, because he had gone down up in there raising hell in the 40s when no other black people was doing it. And he is the architect behind the whole March on Washington, D.C. You see what I'm saying? So in so many words, I said, well, why would they put this type of person in our struggle? You see what I'm saying? In our struggle. It is to teach you in actuality we're dealing with the spirit realm. We're not dealing with religions. To tell you that you're supposed to castigate a person. You see what I'm saying? Because of whatever. And I say that for one reason. Because I thought about it. What you might have the key to your salvation and you walk over her. Because you're programmed to think the spirit has something to do with behavior, and behavior never existed. Everybody in this room, you've never existed. So I said I was going to give you the concept on how you can start loving yourself. You start loving yourself by not identifying yourself with the physical body that you think you are. You are not your physical body. And I know what I'm talking about. In 2002, on October the 16th, I was sitting in the chair, and I went to note self. That's a spiritual level where you go and you neutralize your spiritual self. So Bobby Hemmitt no longer exists, and I felt alone for a couple of minutes. But then I realized how stupid it was. Because my soul was outside, and my soul was identifying with its original self, and my physical body was just a series of illusions that never existed. So now if you can get to the point where you can devalue your physical self, and every little thing that you hold dear in your life, including your family and everything, and understand that you are completely cosmic, you see what I'm saying? Then you can neutralize your ego enough that you don't have to be over here player hating on somebody because they bought a brand new fur coat. It's just a series of events that never existed. We never existed. This is the ultimate reality that we got to say over and over, because at this particular time, we've been judged by what is called the apocalypse of the heart. The apocalypse of the heart chakra and the heart and all. And that's what we're dealing with at this particular time. So when you do this, we can get past what person comes and behaves a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So there was a method to the madness why as when I became more and more spiritual, I became more and more foul-mouthed. So what the devil is going on? And that's because of the training was being cast off. I was actually neutralizing, but the spirit was saying that you're going to need this to teach the people. Because most of the people that you think are spiritual are not spiritual. They've only convinced themselves that they're spiritual, but they are more religious. And that's a series of inspirational ceremony. And obviously, it ain't working with the damn, because it's your sons and daughters, especially your sons, that's locked up in prison. It's your community that's run by every other race but you, and giving you goods and services. But yet we got a church on every damn corner. You see what I'm saying? A church on every corner. And out of all the spirits that have showed up over the course of years, at first it was the generic names of the original ones that we know, and then the new names, I never heard of Jesus show up. Because it's a composite figure that never existed. You see what I'm saying? I've heard from Osiris, I've heard from Horus, Heru, I've heard from all types of mystical characters in the past, never heard of Jesus. But then again, they understand that Lucifer simply means the pineal gland. You see what I'm saying? Son of the morning, it means the pineal gland. When you get into the mythological aspect of it and not into the political aspect of it, of what they gave to the people. We'll go into some question and answers and stuff. But I'm saying we got to turn all this particular stuff around. Mostly everything when you see, even in the Book of the Dead or the Book of Coming Forth That Day, when you go to the different vignettes where the soul travels at the hours of the night, as you get deeper into the region of the highest level of spirits, monsters show up, demons show up. Well, wait a minute, hold on. We are taught that all this is evil, but as you go on, as you get the vignettes and stuff, and more you get the hours of the night, then the monsters start showing up. Because that's the most spiritual shit. You see what I'm saying? And put out the movie, the cartoon Gargoyles. Come on, every night at 11 o'clock. Got more science in it than most things that you even read on the Disney Channel. Gargoyles every night at 11 o'clock, 11:30. They drop all the science. And who are the monsters? You see, I just want to put these things out here. We're going to go right ahead. But I'm just trying to say here, we got to deprogram ourselves and we got to quit being scared. Now, I know you all are scared as hell when somebody come up you unorthodox and stuff like that. But I'm trying to tell you this here.